Federal home loan banks are bailing out crypto. The Federal Home Loan Bank system is suddenly finding itself bailing out numerous cryptocurrency-friendly banks, such as Silvergate and Signature. Estimates suggest they received over $15 billion in advances from the network combined. Federal home loan banks were established in the wake of the Great Depression, designed to provide funds to any residential housing finance member or to any community financial system for small businesses and farms. The banks don't receive taxpayer funding, are privately owned, and don't follow the majority of their initial guidelines. That's how they genuinely explain the system themselves, though they now describe their goal as, quote, providing liquidity by raising funds in the global financial markets, then lending that money in the form of advances, end quote. The system is composed of 11 banks around the US, all operating independently. That said, each member relies on the other to act as a backstop when loans go wrong. The banks have access to global debt markets and generally maintain high credit ratings, so they can give members advances or low-interest loans and provide dividends for stockholders. To receive an advance from a federal home loan bank, a bank, credit union, or financial institution has to be a member of the system, which contains around 7,000 members. Second, the entity must meet a set of capital requirements defined by the federal home loan banks. Lastly, the entity has to hold a certain amount of stock in the federal home loan bank system. Shares are sold for $100 each at a set rate. Federal Home Loan Bank advances to crypto-friendly Signature and Silvergate. Signature Bank received loans from the Federal Home Loan Bank of New York. Its vice chair, Larry Thompson, is chairman of the board of FTX US Derivatives, known as Ledger X, until it was acquired by FTX US in 2021. Thompson was re-elected to his position at the Federal Home Loan Bank of New York in November, right when FTX declared bankruptcy. Signature helped to bank Alameda Research, FTX, FTX US, and possibly other Sam Bankman-Fried entities, at least throughout 2021. It's unclear whether or not Thompson recused himself from the advances given to Signature in 2022, which increased significantly compared to the previous year. Indeed, with about $50 million in New York's Federal Home Loan Bank stock, Signature's advances increased from $2.63 billion to $11.28 billion from 2021 to 2022. Meanwhile, Silvergate shares increased in the Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco from $19 million in 2021 to almost $25 million in the next year. According to American Banker, no advances were given in 2021, but $4.3 billion in advances were offered the following year. Both crypto-friendly US banks have experienced a recent run on deposits as wary investors exit long positions. These events have mostly coincided with the collapse of FTX, along with their acknowledgement that they helped bank-related entities. Since November, Silvergate and Signature have seen their stock prices tumble by 75% and 20% respectively. While federal home loan banks are not publicly owned, they are government-sanctioned, regulated by Congress, and receive financial benefits because of this. Cryptocurrencies are having a real-world effect on Federal Home Loan Bank member financial institutions, which in turn are able to acquire incredibly low interest rate loans to cover liquidity issues at their respective institutions. The Federal Home Loan Bank of San Francisco declined to comment. For more informed news, follow us on Twitter and Google News, or listen to our investigative podcast, Innovated Blockchain City.